Okay, good. All right, everyone. So today we're going to have our blanket and our two blocks. And I don't think you need a strap, but you can always have that close by if you want. I'm going to move the blocks out of my way. And today, the special attention is going to be into the hip area in a motion that we don't always sort of talk about. We always talk about rotating the hips outwards. And today, some of the things we do are just going to be focusing more on rolling the hips inward, another important motion for us to have to free up hip, back, spine. So we'll start in sitting in whichever way that you like to start to sit. So today I'm choosing just sitting on my blanket with my legs crossed, but you can sit with your legs straight out. You could sit up on a block. So whatever feels good to you, find that space. And then once you get there, just gently and very mindfully close the eyes. And as you come to this space with the eyes closed, just begin to notice the back of the eyelids. Really focusing on what that looks like. And just putting your full attention to the space behind the eyelids. Noticing its color. Noticing its sort of sensation. And then keeping your attention on that space, simultaneously begin to notice the breath. Keeping your focus on the space behind the eyelids, while at the same time noticing the breath as it moves in and it moves out. And then just begin to deepen the breath. So deepen the inhalation so it feels more full and wide. And then lengthen the exhalation so it feels slightly longer than the inhalation. Noticing the inhale full and wide, expansion that comes with that. And then lengthening the exhale as a way to just let everything release. And now very mindfully take your attention from the space behind the eyes and bring it to the hips, the hip creases, the lower abdominal area, that whole space, low back, all connected. And just noticing that space. What does it feel like? And then keeping the eyes closed as you go to your next inhale, keeping the awareness in the hip space, right? As you inhale, lift the chest, right? And observe the motion of the hips, pelvis, and low back, right? And as you exhale, draw the pubic bone to the belly button and the chin to the chest, allowing your spine to round, but full attention and awareness is on the hip space, right? So inhale, lifting up, noticing the change and the movement in that space. And then as you exhale, drawing the pubic bone up and in, chin to chest. So we're in our cat-cow in this seated position with our awareness on the hip space, right? That whole general area. How does it move? What does it feel like? 2 more like this, really slow. And the next time you find yourself in an inhalation with the chest lifted, drop the shoulders, gently open the eyes. Right? And from this space, let's just slowly circle the body. Right? So circling the upper body. Almost imagine as if you had like a crayon coming off the top of your head and you're drawing a circle on the ceiling so that you're keeping that upper body really lifted. Right? And just feel the sensation as you make the circle bigger. What does it feel like as you move through in a bigger circle, right, in each hip point? Good. And then try the other direction when you're ready. And really go slow, just really feeling and sensing, right, what the hips are like. And beginning to really kind of wake them up, lubricate the joints with the movement so that we can be a little bit more open as we move through the practice. Good. Come back to center. Reach the arms back and take the feet forward so that the feet are flat on the earth here. And then we'll start with the right leg. So as we bring the right knee over to the left, right? Leave the left knee where it is for now. So just roll the right knee in. That's that internal rotation. Just feel how it feels at the end of your range. Usually feels pretty stuck, right? And then bring it back around and let the knee flop out towards the right. That's our external rotation. And so just move that right knee through this motion without forcing anything, but just having this awareness of how the hip rotates in and out, especially that rotating in, because that's usually where we're stuck. But we can be stuck in both directions. And the fact that we're stuck, like, don't have any judgment about that, just more like, okay, that's as far as my leg goes. Right? And then come back to the center and then move the left knee in and just notice the difference, right, between right to left, in and out. Yeah. And just noticing that. And going slowly, spending maybe a breath or two with the knee folded in there, just sensing and feeling that without any pain. So if any pain, you back off. And then bring it out to the other side. Good. And then coming back to the center, maybe widen the knees a little bit wider than the hips here. And then let's bring both legs over to the right. And then both legs over to the left. Then let your chest turn with it. So as you bring your legs to the left, let your chest turn towards that way and your gaze turns towards that way. And then as you move over to the other side. So we're both all on the right side here. And then as you inhale, let the legs move to the center. And as you exhale, let them move over towards the left. And just as soon as the inhale comes, bring them back towards the center. And then as you exhale, bring them over towards the right. So one more like that, inhaling center, maybe lifting the chest. And then as you exhale, turn the chest, turn the knees to the left, let them drop that way. Inhale back to the center, maybe lifting the chest, and then exhale over to the right. Inhale back to the center here. Sit up nice and tall, definitely on a blanket now. Widen your legs and take your blocks in front of you. And we're just going to do a little bit of a sustained stretch of the inner thighs before we move them. So your blocks might need to be this tall or this tall, right? So you figure it out. Mine I'm going to have just at the regular height And then we're gonna lean ourselves forward onto the block. So allowing the forearms to rest. And again, if you have to have it higher, you can allow your forearms to rest nicely this way. So as you're resting here, your chest is lifted. Right? So you're feeling a little bit of pull through the inner thigh, but not like a crazy amount of pull. If it's too much, sit up taller. Right? And then from here, let's just point the toes, right? And then draw the toes in towards the face. So keeping the chest lifted, point the toes. A little hard to do on the floor, like your feet get a little stuck, but just work with that pointing, right? And as you're pointing, just notice the stretch through the inner thigh, right? Maybe through the hamstring even. Right? Take a breath here. And then exhale, soften the upper body, leaving the chest staying up, right? And now flex the feet in the other direction, right? Toes are facing up, really trying to come in towards your hips as they are drawing in towards your body. Lengthen through your heels and feel that sensation, right? A little bit of a different sensation, a little bit more allowing us to open up sort of the nerve spaces here with the heels flexed. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just soften the upper body. Just let it be soft. And just allowing yourselves to open through the groin space as a way in to the hip, as a way to allow more flexibility to enter into that space and the fascia to unwind. And I'm feeling a little bit looser now, so I'm moving my block slightly away. In doing so, I'm getting a little bit more of a stretch. So you feel what, good feels right to you. And just let the head be soft here. Shoulders relaxed. And keep that elongation as best you can, that sense, that energetic movement of the heels away from the body. And just adding to the ability for the tissue to unwind because we're adding that active elongation in. Right? Deep breath in and out. Good. Just a few more breaths through here. You really allowing yourself to sink into this posture. Keeping your awareness right on your breath and allowing whatever thoughts come through to just move through. Recognize what you're saying to yourself, right? And then just return to this embodied experience by following and paying attention to your breath. Let go of any need to do anything in the feet now. So let go of that elongation. And then slowly just place your palms on the blocks or the floor. Right. And then as you inhale, just gently and slowly straighten your arms to lift yourself up to this high sit position. Move your blocks to the front of the mat. And then take your hands to help the knees to bring your self back to this position where the feet are on the floor. And before we do anything else, let's just lean back. Right? And then again, just rotate the legs just side to side, just to move them a little bit here from that static position. Good. And then come back to evenness in the center. And then just move the right leg in Just noticing if it's made any changes from stretching that inner groin, right? And bring it back. And then just drop the left knee in towards the midline, noticing if there's any difference and change in your range of motion, or even in how it feels at the end range if the motion hasn't changed. And then come back to center. Good. Excellent. Bring yourselves. Now we're gonna use our blankets, and if you don't have a blanket, I really suggest some kind of blanket or towel to pad the knees, because we're gonna have some time on the knees. And bring your blocks up to the front of your mat, because we're gonna use them. Okay, let's start with the left leg. We'll start the left leg, and we're just gonna step the left leg out to the side. Tuck the right toes under. Right? And we're going to take an inhale and just lift the chest up and spread the buttock bones out, what we did in seated position when we started. Right? So that's the inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to curl into ourselves. So as we inhale, we're going to open and spread. Right? And as we exhale, we're going to curl in. Again, movement through that inner groin space. Good, come back to center. Take a breath in now, and as you exhale, sit your butt back towards your heel, keeping that left leg straight, right? And then when you get there, wherever you get, right, just breathe into this space, right? We're still working that inner thigh area, right? Letting it stretch and giving it time to sort of warm up and begin to melt, right? And then inhale back up. Good. And then as you exhale, reach your butt towards your heels. Nice stretch. And then we're going to add the movement still here. So as we inhale, come forward. And then as we exhale, sit back onto the heels. Good. Allow your right forearm to touch the earth if you can. If you can't, you can take a block and place the forearm on the block. Right? And then as we inhale, let's just lift the left arm up and look up. Different kind of stretch. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, reach the left hand overhead and on a diagonal, sort of reaching towards the right corner of your mat in the front. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, place your hand on the earth, other hand on the earth, and inhale, reach up, bring the chest forward. Good, one more like that. Breathe in. And then exhale, heel to butt. Good, place your hand on the earth, right hand, and as you inhale, lift the left arm up, reach up, inhale. Exhale here. Good, one more inhale. And then as you exhale, reach the arm overhead, look towards the right corner of your mat as you reach the fingertips there. Inhale. Exhale, hand on the earth, other hand on the earth. Inhale, lift the chest up. Good, and then as you exhale, place the left knee onto the earth, right? Next to the right. Good, stretch the right leg back behind you, straight and long, right? And then just lengthen through your heel back there. So we're just stretching the whole front and back of the right leg, breathing in and out. Good, one more, breathe in. And then as you exhale, bring that right leg right out to the side. So we're in the gate pose on the right side. Good. Inhale, lift the chin and the chest. Right. Exhale, curl into the navel. Good. Inhale, lift the chin and the chest. Good. Exhale, curling in. One more. Inhale, lift the chin, chest. Right. And now this time as you exhale, reach the butt back towards the heel. Just bow there. Right. Spend a moment here breathing into this. Right. Just noticing keeping your awareness and your energy into the spaces that are providing sensation for you. Breathe in and out. One more. And then on your next inhalation, draw your chest forward, keeping that right foot planted on the ground. And then as you exhale, reach the buttocks back towards the heel. Inhale forward. Now I have my back foot tucked under. You could do either way. With the back foot tucked under, just getting a little extra stretch to the bottom of the left foot. Good. Inhale forward. Good. And then this time as you exhale, reaching the buttocks back. Place the left forearm on the earth or on a block, and then inhale, reach the right arm up. It's just kind of a strange position, right? But lift up through your fingertips here, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, reach your right hand over towards the left front corner of your mat. Look that direction. Inhale. And then as you exhale, place your right hand on the earth. Inhale, lift yourself up. Good. Exhale, relax. Good. Inhale. One more like this. As you exhale, buttock to the heel, left elbow down. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale. Inhale again, lengthen the fingertips. And as you exhale, reach over towards the corner of the front of the left, looking that way. Inhale. Good. And then as you exhale, place the right hand on the earth. Inhale, lift up onto all fours. And as you exhale, place the right knee back onto the earth, right besides the left foot. Inhale, lengthen the left leg back onto your toes. And then as you exhale, just press away through your heel. Right? That should feel good. Breathing in and out. Good. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, just place the left foot onto the earth. The left knee. Bring your blocks in front of you. Let's put them on the high position so we really give ourselves room and space. We're going to place our hands on the blocks, and we're going to start with the left foot. We're going to step it out really wide. So not even right outside the block, but really wide out, kind of on a diagonal. And even your toes are pointed, your foot is pointed diagonally on the left. So it would be like to the left corner of your room. So we're wide here. We're going to work a little bit different way into the hips here. So in this wide position, hands are resting. And if your hands bother you, you could come up onto with your hands on your hips. But hands on the blocks for now, if you can, right? And then just gently bend into that left knee, right? So keeping aware that the middle of your knee is over the second and third toe, right? So we're not tweaking the knee at all. We're bending into this left side on this diagonal. Inhale. And then as you exhale, straighten that leg and move your hips and buttocks back towards the right heel, really, but you're not going down that low. So you're on that diagonal. As you inhale, bend the knee as it reaches towards the second and third toes. Right, and as you exhale, straighten the left leg and draw your hips back towards the right. Right, so it's a diagonal pattern. So let's just do a few of these with the breath, just noticing the hip here and trying to open this body in a different way, right? So not in this straight linear path, right? So the knee, when you find the knee in that bent position, right, I want you to now look forward, chest is forward, right? And just allow your hips to sink. Right? And allow the left knee to fall out just a little bit more towards the left. So it's really widening the whole pelvic floor area and inner groin. Take a breath here. Good, and a breath out. Good, inhale. Good, and exhale, just come back out of that. Let your hips reach back towards the right and your left leg lengthen. Right, look down at the ground now in front of you between your hands. That leg is lengthening. And then inhale, bend the knee here one last time. Let your hips sink slightly. And then let's inhale and reach the left arm up and out to the side. So we did a little twisting before in these weird positions. Here we are again. So lifting and lengthening. Breathe in. Good, and then as you breathe out, let the left hand touch the left block, and then bring that knee right back to meet the other one. Let's just move the blocks out of the way, right, to come off our knees for a second. Step back so that you're laying on your belly. And you're on your forearms here. So the blanket's nice underneath your hips. You're on your forearms for this moment here, right? Let the legs relax. This is a form of a stretch of the front of the hips. If your back bothers you, just come down, right? The blanket under your hips is gonna help assist the stretch, even if you're not up. Good. And then if you feel ready and able to do this, reach the hands out a little bit in front of you so your chest will come down a little bit. Press the tops of your toes onto the earth. And as you inhale, just lift up to straight arms, right? So now we have a really good stretch across the abdomen, right? Keep your toes clicking to the earth, right? So that we're countering this stretch or anchoring ourselves. Breathe in here. Good, and then as you breathe out, just let that all release. One hand on top of the other, and just let your body just rest for a second. Let the legs fall out in whatever way they want to. Good. Very good. And just notice if there's any different sensation between the front of the left hip and the front of the right. Good, and then when you're ready, just come back up onto the forearms, place your hands on either side of your chest to push yourself up into the hands and knees. Get your knees back onto your blankets and your blocks back up in front on their high position. Good. And then we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Take a big wide step with the right foot so that the foot is on an angle, right? Pointing out towards the right side of the room. And the knee is really nicely lined up. So it's not rolled in towards the big toe or rolled out towards the little toe, but it's right in the center. Right? And just take a few breaths here, right? Just feeling this. Each side is different. Like for me already, I feel a stretch. And then as you breathe in, bend into that right leg, looking towards the right. And then as you exhale, straighten that right leg as you draw your hips over towards the left. So it's a diagonal pattern. Inhaling, sinking into the hips, looking towards the right. Right, and then as you exhale, your head just naturally comes back towards looking towards the ground, right? Maybe your eye gaze goes towards the left knee. And then just do a few motions like this with the breath, nice and slow. So the motion takes the whole inhale breath to get to full bend of the knee, and the motion takes the whole exhale breath to lengthen the leg. This is how we embody ourselves, right? connecting the breath to the movement and allowing ourselves to have the time to really sense and feel what is happening as we move our body. It's different all the time. Good. Coming back to the bent knee and looking towards the right. Allow the hips to sink a little bit. You just sensing that feeling as we look towards the right, and our shoulders are more angled towards the right. Take a breath in. And then keeping that there, let's just turn our gaze and our shoulders so they're forward. It's just a different sensation. Right? Breathing in and breathing out. Letting the hips open. Beginning to let the right knee drop a little bit more out towards the right. And even if it can't do it, it's that energetic sense, right? So that you feel that sort of pulling apart of the pelvis. Inhale and exhale. Do a big full breath in as the chest lifts. And then as you exhale, release that. Now straighten the right leg, bow, right? Just to release that. Take a breath here. Like this is more the softening of the left hip. And then inhale, bending into the right knee, looking to the right, keeping your pressure on the left hand as you lift the right arm up and you open the chest and bow back. So big breath in, feeling the stretch through the left hip. One more inhale. Good. And then as you exhale, bring the right hand right back to the block. Bring the right knee to meet the left. Just move the blocks out of the way for a second here. And one more time, coming down to your belly. Good. Keeping yourself up onto your forearms. Right, let's just bend the right knee, flex the foot, right? And then take the other leg so that your heel comes right onto your shin of the left side. And we're going to use that to help gently press the left heel more towards the buttocks. Good. And now what I want you to do is I want you to press the left leg into the right, back of the foot. Press into that and feel the muscle contraction. And then let that release and let the heel come towards the butt a little bit more. Again, pressing the left shin into the right ankle area, pressing and holding, feeling the contraction. And then as you exhale, let that relax. Take the right leg, place it on the earth. Good. Flex the left foot and just feel the stretch towards the quad. So I want you to think about lengthening from your hip point in the front all the way down the front of your thigh out through your knee. I just feel that length, that energy moving. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, slowly place the left foot on the earth. Bring one hand on top of the other and rest your forehead. And just kind of wiggle your hips side to side. Good. And then bring yourself back up onto your forearms. You can also, I should have said this before, you can do this also with your head down if it feels too much on your back. So either head on top of your backs of your hands or up onto your forearms, bend the right knee and flex the foot, right? So just feel the lengthening through the front of the quad. And then bend the left knee so that you can place sort of the back of your ankle where your Achilles is onto the right foot and gently add in that stretch. And then gently press the right foot into the left, right? Feel that contraction. And then let it release, and maybe the heel moves a little bit more in towards the butt. And then one more time, pressing the right leg into that left Achilles, pressing, 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 and then letting that relax. Good, and then everyone, if you're up, come down, right? Allow the heels to move in towards the butt. Release the cross of the feet, flex both feet. And just allow them to move towards your buttocks together. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, just let them all release down onto the earth. Maybe windshield wiper your heels side to side, see how it feels to release the sacrum. And just spend a couple of breaths here, just letting your whole body sink into the earth. Good. And when you're ready, just roll onto your right side. Grab one of your blocks. Let's come off your blanket, actually, and use your blanket now at the top of your mat for like a little pillow. So we're going to have our knees bent slightly, and we're going to bring the block just in front of the hip crease area. So you'll see what we're going to do, and then you can make your adjustment. Lengthen the left leg out. Good. And then just start with just rotating your toes towards the earth, right? And then rotating your toes up towards the sky. So just a little rotation in the hips. Yep. Rotating up towards the sky and down, toes down towards the earth. Right, so just feeling again that rotation in the hip socket, nice and slow. Good. Then bend the left knee, right, so that you're at a 90-degree angle of your hip and your thigh, and your knees also at a 90-degree angle. And then we're just gonna dip the left knee down to touch the block. So we're rotating, right? And then we're lifting the leg up and rotating out. So dip the leg down, the heel comes up, and the knee touches the block. That's internal. And then slowly lifting the leg up and rotating the leg out. You may not have a whole lot of range of motion. You may have a lot. It depends on your hips, right? So let's just do a few of these, rotating down and back up. Good, and one more, rotating down. All right, allow your knee to rest on the block. And then just take a couple of breaths here. Flex your foot and think about lifting your heel up. Right? Maybe placing the block a little lower. Right? So we're rotating in the hip joint. Good. Take a breath here. And out. One more inhale. Good. And then as you exhale, just release that straight. Good. Turn yourself onto your belly. So that was our left side. Push yourself up nice and slow. And then put yourself onto your blanket again. Good. Blocks up front. Hands on the blocks. And then let's step the left foot forward, right, in a more traditional. So the foot is right in front of the hip, no longer out to the side, inside the block. Lift your chest, right? And allow your right hip to sink in towards the earth. Different feeling than when the leg is out to the side. Good, big breath in. And out. Good, one more in. And then as you breathe out, bring your hips back and slide your left foot back. So now your right hip is right over your right knee. Walk your right block back, right? And then inhale, lift up. So you're in a high kneel. Good, inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen through the body. Exhale, soften the shoulders. One more inhale, lengthen fingertips towards the sky. Right, and then as you exhale, take the right hand, place it onto the right block so that you can side bend over to the right. And then as you inhale here, just gently turn your gaze up. Breathe in and out. And then very slowly begin to take your left leg and bring it out towards the side. We're back in that gate pose now, in this full expression of the pose, right? Fingertips reaching over towards the right, left leg straight, heels connected to the earth. Breathe in and out. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, begin to turn your gaze down as you reach the left arm forward, bring the butt towards the right heel, your left hand reaches the earth, your right hand follows, and your bow down, head towards the earth. Right back where we started. Breathe in and out. Good, breath in and out. This next inhale draws you forward. And then the exhale brings your butt towards your heel. Just bowing into this. Inhale pulls you forward. Good. And then as you exhale, just bring that left knee to meet the right. Good. And we're just going to reverse what we did here. So place your blocks where they were up at the front of your mat on the high position. Hands onto the blocks. And then just step the right foot forward on the inside of the right block. And then lift the chest as you inhale. Right. And then as you exhale, let your pelvis drop towards the earth. And just feel the opening. Just breathing into that. Good. Good. And on your next inhale, begin to lift the chest a little more. And then as you exhale, just slowly bring the hips back, walk the blocks back with you. Put the right one out to the side, the left one right along your left hip. Draw your right heel back so it's right underneath your right knee. And then as you inhale, reach up. So this kneel position, Anjaneyasana. Lift the chest, right? And just feel the whole length of the body here. Breathe in as you lift your fingertips. And then as you exhale, soften. And again, inhale, lifting. And this time on the exhale, the left hand comes down and touches the block on the left side. Right, and the right arm reaches over. So now we're in this half kneel, reach towards the left. Let your head do what it wants. Mine wants to look down. right? Lengthen through your fingertips, right? Take a big breath in and out. One more in. And then as you breathe out, this time you need to slide the right leg out to your side. You plant your foot on the earth and lengthen your fingertips more to the left. Right, so we're in this gate pose here. And then inhale, gaze up, and maybe rotate your chest. Right, really big, full posture here. Breathing in and out. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, with the exhale, just slowly begin to hinge at your hip and bring your right arm till it touches, your hand touches the earth. Left arm meets it. Inhale, lift your chest, maybe tuck your toes on the left side. And as you exhale, just bow, right? Walk your fingers out a little bit and just bow into this position. Breathing in. We've been here before. Good. And then on your next inhale, draw yourself forward. And one more exhale brings you back. Good. Inhale draws you forward. Exhale brings the right knee to meet the left. And then just turn yourself towards the left so that your left hip touches the earth. I'm going to change myself around so I can see you all. Move your blanket so it's up at the top of your mat, right? And make sure one of your blocks is with you. Good. And then just lie down. Legs, knees slightly bent. The block on its medium height in front of the hip crease. Right? And then inhale, stretch the right leg out. So it's nice and straight line, shoulder, hips, ankle. Right? And then as you inhale, reach the toes up towards the earth, so towards the sky. And then as you exhale, turn the toes down. Right? So inhale, reaching up. Exhale, turning down. So we're moving within that hip socket again. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. No forcing, right? Just letting the body do what it can. Exhale, down. Good, come back to neutral. So the toes are facing straight to the front. Bend your knee in towards your chest so that the knee now is in line with the hip. Right? Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, dip the knee down so it touches the block and the heel goes up. And then you exhale, open the knee. Right? So all the motion is coming from the hip. We're dipping down. Right? And we're inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, dipping down. Good. Inhaling up. So we're really used to this opening, right? But this dipping down is different, right? Heel up. One more. And then as you find your way with the knee touching that block, let it rest there, right? But still be working because you're lifting your ankle up towards the sky, right? So as a counter here to try to help open that space, breathe in, like this should be work, like it's not just hanging out here. And breathe out. Good, one more breath in. Good, and as you breathe out, just let that all relax. Ooh, legs straight. Move your blocks and just roll yourself right onto your backs. Legs straight. Right? And just take a moment here. Good, and then just bend your legs so that your heels are straight on the ground. So full contact of the earth with all parts of your feet. Knees are bent. Take your right leg, bring it up, cross it over your left. However that looks for you, but you just crossed over. And then bring your arms out to goalpost or T, whatever feels more comfortable. Turn to the right. So you're doing this in this crossed position. And just go as far as it feels good, like that you don't feel a pull in your back. You can take your block and place it underneath your thigh on the left side or your knee on the left side, whichever one works better, just for some support. As we just allow this space in the side of the back to open a little bit. Good, and then slowly come back to the center. Bring your right knee into your chest, left leg straight out. And then let your right arm fall out to the right side. So you're just holding on to the right leg with the left hand. And then just, you're going to take the right knee and just gently draw it across your body. Right, so we're not going to go up towards the armpit. We're kind of moving across the body, like the knee is trying to move over towards the left hip point. Right, but don't let your back come with you, so it's not a big motion. And then gently press your knee into your hand. So as if you're trying to move your leg back over to the right, but your knee is stopping it. Hold that. And then as you exhale, let it all soften. So the moves more over towards the pelvis on the left. And then again, press your knee into your hand as if you're trying to move the knee over towards the right, but your hand is stopping it, feeling the contraction. And then as you exhale, just let it all soften, allowing that more over. So we're opening up the hip here. We're pressing the right leg into the left hand, trying to move it across towards the right. And then as you let this go, release it, soften everything. Big breath in. As you exhale, let that right knee return to the center. Towards the right, maybe you put the block there so that your legs have something to fall into. Right, turn your gaze to the left. Space. Left side. Good, and then just really slowly pull the left knee in towards the chest as you straighten the right leg, flexing the right foot. Right, just letting the right front of the hip open here. And then keeping the right hand on the right knee, stretch the left arm out to the side. And just gently move the knee over towards the right. So that it's literally just moving as if you were going straight. And then gently press your knee into your hand and have your hand stop that. And then as you breathe out, let your move across the pelvis a little bit. And then again, gently press your hand into your hand. And then as you exhale softly, let it release towards the right a little bit. Press the leg into the hand as you're trying to move it to the left. Your arm is stopping that. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, let that release across the body. Good, breathe in. And then as you just let that all release. Let the left leg slowly meet the right. It's just just let the hands come to the backs of the hands to the softening the whole body, letting go of the need to do anything at all. Very slowly begin to become aware of your breath. Following it along its full inhalation and full exhalation in your body. Noticing how your body feels at this moment. And slowly bend the knees if you haven't already done so. And just do a gentle sort of rocking side to side. Reawakening all the parts. And then in your rocking, at some point, have your rocking roll you to your right side in this fetal position. Sensing protection and the safety of your body. Breathing in this full sense of gratitude for yourself and for this body, however it shows up for you. And then when you're ready, keeping the eyes closed, gently press yourself up to a seated position. Find your blanket or your block so that your seated position can feel supported. And with the eyes closed, just take this last chance here, this moment, right, to just scan your body. Notice how it's changed from when you first sat here this morning. And then bring the hands before the heart in a prayer position. Take a full deep breath in. And as you exhale, just bow. Again, a gesture of gratitude. Beautiful practice, ladies.